Welcome back, guys. Unknown 003 here. So, coming at you with Sabrewulf's character tutorial in Killer Instinct 2013. Hopefully, you guys enjoy Sabrewulf as a character, because although he is relatively lower tier, you know, on like most people's tier lists and stuff, he does have like some fun to be had, especially if you are a fan of like his walk speed, which is a lot faster than like Jago's, for example. Not to mention, he has some resets that are almost indefensible, it would feel like, especially if you're online. But not to mention, he does have like arguably the best normal in the game, which I'll show you guys in just a minute. But if you are a more patient player and you aren't a fan of like super unsafe high-low like mix-ups, then unfortunately this isn't really the character for you. But nonetheless, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what he's about. So first off, we're gonna go ahead and get started with the normals. You know, you got the quick jabs, you got the medium punches here, and you also got, of course, the heavy, longest reaching. His kicks, funny enough, are actually all bite moves. So you got the light, not super reliable. This one is a little better with reach, and of course this one, which actually staggers the opponent temporarily so that you can actually combo after, which is a neat little benefit for him. So his crouching punch, decent in range, medium, even better, and his best range crouching attack is going to be the heavy punch here. Also a knockdown, but still pretty good. And just like with the standing kicks, his crouching kicks are also bite attacks. His crouching heavy kick is actually an anti-air option. So let me go ahead and show you real quick. So you could do that, and you could also do this too. Bam. Just a quick punish option for him. Okay, anyways. Alright, so those are his normals on the ground. His normals on the air are pretty decent. This is his medium right here. Medium punch. I'm trying to see if they're cross-ups, because I don't know too much about Sabrewulf myself, but I'm still learning. But heavy punch. And yeah, so you got light kick. Medium kick here, which is, of course, another bite. It's funny that, like, jumping light kick is one of the only times you see him actually use his legs. And his crouching or jumping heavy kick, which I would think would be a cross-up, but I guess not. But yeah, those are his jumping options. But we're not done with the normals, because he's got two little gimmicks that are pretty handy, and arguably the best parts of his arsenal here. So we're gonna start off with the jumping lunge attack. So you could only do this whilst jumping horizontal or vertically, excuse me, or jumping forward, and that's gonna be his air forward medium kick attack. So he kind of lunges at you just like this. It's not incredible with range, but it is enough to kind of throw your opponent off guard. Alright, so you got that. And his best normal in the game is going to be back heavy punch. So you got this here. So no matter how far or how long you charge this attack, which it is chargeable by the way, they are all going to be plus on block. And not to mention, the reach is incredibly good. And if it is fully charged, I'll go ahead and show you what it does here. So it's going to block all of the attacks, right? Well, if you fully charge this, it becomes unblockable, and you could combo off of it. And there you have it. And because he wanted to keep blocking, he lost almost 60% of his health. So it's a very handy thing to know, especially if you're planning on picking up Sabrewulf. So those are his normals. We're going to go ahead and go into the character trait. So he's got two things. First off is the Pharaoh Dash. Just double tap forward twice, and you do quick dashes. Although it is unsafe against like projectiles, you will still get hit by them. But if you were to do like a knockdown and you feral dash, you have a mix-up option of like catching them off guard. You know, they're trying to block, and then you do this, and like, oh crap, I gotta block the other way now. So it's a good option for him to have. And the next thing is gonna be mid-combo. You could spam a single button, and you could actually get like a mini combo out of that. And it does pretty good damage depending, of course, on the power. You could do it with any button on the controller. The lights are obviously going to be super quick, but also deal the least damage. Especially if you don't cash it out in the end, before the little meter here reaches over 100. So you got that. That's one of the benefits, and I guess, you know, downsides of it as well. So just be careful with how you use it, and be smart, because if an opponent does see that you're just spamming a single button, they can easily combo break you. But at the same time, you could also counter break them as well if you think that they are going to try to break it. So those are your options. We'll go ahead and head to the special moves. So with the first one, this is going to be called Ragged Edge. A simple 2-hit attack. That's going to be the back forward punch execution here. So you got that. That's the heavy. It's got some benefits to it. So if you were to pop an opponent up in the air, you get a ground bounce. Let me show you guys. Yeah, so there you go, just like that. And I believe, yeah, you also get it with the shadow move as well. So shadow move, the medium, and the heavy ragged edges are safe on block, or as safe on block as they could be. But the most reliable is, of course, the shadow move, or the shadow version of that attack. So only because of the fact that they are also easy to kind of predict, and you could shadow counter if the opponent has meter. So you got that. It's a double-edged sword, really. So next move is going to be the Eclipse. This is his anti-air option, or one of his other anti-air options, but this is the go-to special move anti-air, especially due to the fact that it's pretty good damage, and also if you do the shadow move, you can do technically another hit after that as well. And also, if you do get knocked down by the opponent, it is a 0-frame invulnerable startup. So if you believe that they are going to try to pressure you as soon as you recover from the ground, you could easily do that, throw them off, and deal pretty much like 14% depending on how you punish, of course. So that's your option for Eclipse. Now we're going to be looking at the Run special move, which is a stance. He's just pretty much lunging at you. You know, nothing too crazy here. But since it's a stance, he's got a couple of ways of changing his stance here. So you got the light kick. So this is back forward kick, sorry, I forgot to mention. And then Eclipse is down up punch. So back forward kick, you get run. If you do the light kick, you get the low attack. But the low attacks and the overheads are, of course, going to be unsafe, as expected. So you got the low. The medium is the overhead, just like that. And the heavy is going to be the pop-up. So you can do the pop-up, target combo. So it'll look like this. Kink, kink, kink. If you want a basic combo, that's pretty much what you go with here. So there's your run attacks. And for the shadow run, you get a lunging attack here. Bam, just like that. And just like Jago's shadow wind kick. Let me see. It is also going to be safe against projectiles. So, bam, just like that. And there you have it. That's pretty much what it looks like. Oh, I forgot to turn this guy off. Anyway, yeah, those are his special moves. He only has 3, which isn't a lot, but at the same time, when you have a single special move that gives you a couple of mix-up options, not to mention a pop-up, it kind of makes up for it, you know? So, next thing we're going to be looking at is his target combos. So, he has only 2, sort of. You got the medium punch to heavy punch, but if you want the full version of it, it's light, medium, heavy. Only the punches, of course. And they are, you can't combo off of them, so there's a handiness to it as well. And also, if you pop an opponent up, target combo, and of course the anti-air. So that's one of the few things that he can do. His combo potential is definitely a lot more than what I just showed you. But the next thing we're going to be checking out here is going to be the instinct mode. So what this does is basically, whilst the opponent is blocking, any of your normals and special moves will cause chip damage to the opponent. Even the normals, which is very handy. So you can use this here, very handy. And also what instinct mode does, let me go ahead and have the bot block here. There we go. Okay, so you can do this, and if you press both heavies at the same time, which is basically the instinct activation, you could cancel out of the special move and continue your pressure. Or you could do into grab, you know, throw them off, because obviously grabs are unblockable. So it's one of the few things that he can do with his instinct as well. So there are a lot of different types of ways that you can kind of maintain the pressure on an opponent if they're blocking too much. And since they'll be blocking too much, the chip damage will just stack over time, man. And you're going to deal damage despite not actually hitting them. So that's Sabrewulf in a nutshell. And of course, we are going to end this with a good old Ultra. Okay, whenever he wants to stop blocking. Bam. And there you go. And that's Sabrewulf in a nutshell, guys. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this one. He is a, I would argue he's more fun to play than Jaco, but at the same time, he does have his strengths, his weaknesses, as well as his weaknesses, just like everybody else in the game. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial for Sabrewulf. Tune in next week where I will dive into Glacius and his zoning shenanigans. But in the meantime, this has been it, guys. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. And this is Unknown003 signing out. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Fight on, everyone.
Gotcha!